telling the truth. And your kids woke up like you gotta take them to school. It's cold, baby, on your job while you're heading to work. With the morning gossip, you can get all the dirt. Motivation in a minute, we got all type of perks. Yeah, I know the sliding, throw this hit in reverse. Like, can't see, it's time to wake up. Get your butt up off the mattress, ain't no time to lay up. Don't you know it's hustling, shine in the moment. Yeah, we getting to it, making plays while they don't. Turn it up, that's my jam. On a 3.3, where they see get slammed. Yeah, see you doing your dance. But slow it. Come on. Good morning, get up. Good morning, get up. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wake up. Yes, sir. It's time to hustle and shine. Brian B. Shyne reporting live from the Brown and Kruger studio. Hi, D. Oh, I love a little queso. Not all cheeses are made equal, though. Yo, this morning, D, I have something very important to bring to the table. The Walker Foundation. Look, man, they serve and uplift children and families across the Kansas City metro area with hair care. Foster children with hair care. We got to talk about it this morning, D. 7:38. And we also got to talk about parenting. Kevin Gates is currently under fire because he was letting his child cuss online. Oh, no. Your motivation in 10 minutes is Throwback Thursday. Let's go about 7 years ago. Let's smooth it out a little Snow Allegra.
Yeah. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. No.
There we go.
I fall for you every time I try to resist you. We can get away. Palm trees, beach views, ordinary day. All I wanna hear is in the visions on replay. Sit right next to you. I try not to show how I feel about you. Think you wish you would, but we don't really want to. I just wanna get away and sit right next to you.
Broadcasting live from the Brown and Crouppen studio. You rolling with Hustle and Shine in the morning.
Oh, I hope that ain't. I be forgetting, bro. I be forgetting that I be on live on the YouTube. Man, Brandon Blake, good morning, good morning, good morning. Just got the show started. Let's get that out of the way. And yeah, we here. Hustle and shine. Blessing. Oh shit. My bad. For Obuke, good morning. I say good morning to you. Good morning to you. It is 6:02 a.m. in Kansas City. Blessed to be with y'all another day. I'm thirsty. That's number one. I saw Michael yesterday. Got some thoughts about it. Let me get to it in a second. Okay. So y'all, I saw Michael. Out of a 10, Brisbane, Australia in the building. Shout out to Australia. Good day, mate. I don't know if I said that right. But out of 10, initially, seeing it for the first time, I'll give it a 9.5. I wanted to give it a 10. I need to look at it again.
to give it a 10. I need to watch it again. I was highly entertained. I was mesmerized by how great everybody was with the acting, with the makeup, with reliving some of those moments. Reliving the making of Thriller. And I'll get to that too. I'll get to that in a second. Workout playlist. Okay, so and again, the only reason I'm not giving Michael a 10 out of 10 right now is because I only saw it once yesterday. But I loved it. The accuracy was, you couldn't, I don't know if you can get any better with the accuracy of his portrayal. Ooh, let's knock a point off for the AI monkey. Let's do that. I would rather them have a real monkey in there. I don't know why. The AI monkey will do. I guess later on when we look back at the movie and graphics get better or whatever, and you know, I think we might look back on it and be like, that looks corny. Oh, hold on. Saw Michael yesterday. I gave it 9.5 out of 10.
Who the hell's Michael?
The movie.
Oh. I think you saw a friend or something. I thought you was talking about Cowboy. I don't know what you was talking about.
Okay, I should have explained. My bad. You have every right to
you said
to
you
be
give
confused.
It a what?
9.5 out of 10.
Oh, really?
Only reason
it
I
wasn't
give
bad. I thought it was a good. I enjoyed it.
Oh,
but you
I
see what I
loved it.
said about Janet? It's like you just.
It wasn't necessary yet.
Yeah, it's not
And
necessary.
I don't understand why Reby wasn't in there.
It was just weird.
Where was Reby at? Where was Reby? That's something that needs to be talked about.
Up in that mug.
That's what I was talking about. The AI monkey. Like I didn't enjoy the AI monkey. I understand why Janet wasn't in the movie, but I don't like it. She should have been in there somehow. Like why wasn't Reby in the movie? What was up with that? I wanted to see the whole Jackson family. Do I like Indian food? I've never really had Indian food, to be honest with you, and I am a very picky person. So I would try Indian food though. I understand it's very spicy, and there are some Indian spots around Kansas City that I could try, but no, I have not tried Indian food, so I can't say if I like or don't like it. Sylvian Gonzalez, good morning, good morning, good morning. I appreciate you, man. So I get why Janet wasn't in this movie. I totally understand it. But it seems like she's not in the movie because of something else and not because she wasn't necessary for the script, if you understand what I'm saying. Because LaToya was the only sister represented in this movie. I don't know. It's not about them. It's about Michael, though. It's about Michael. But damn it, for those who are Michael Jackson fans, and for those who love Janet Jackson too, like me, I love the whole Jackson family except for LaToya and Jermaine. We can get to that later. But anyway, I want to see the whole family, and we know that Janet and Michael were super close. I think Janet was his closest sibling. Maybe Marlon. Jermaine, no. Maybe Tito. Because him and Tito seemed like they was really... Randy, because that's his only little brother. I think they were kind of close, maybe. But I think him and Janet were very close. I do. Probably, if I were to rank them, I think maybe Marlon closer than Janet because they're of the same age. Like Marlon's like only 2 years older than Michael or something like that. 1, 2, or 3 years older than Michael. And Michael's like, what, 6 or 7 years older than Janet or something like that. I don't know. But yes, Brandon, Janet has to be in the sequel because of how close her and Michael were. Like it don't make sense for her not to, I don't want to say play a prominent role in the movie, but she has to be in there consistently though. The dynamic with Michael and his father, I think we all kind of knew about it. I did not know how docile Michael was to his daddy, but it totally makes sense. It makes sense. Joe, was a menacing dude to them kids. He established order. He was a disciplinarian. He ran a tight ship in his house. He was an old school black father. And in that era, the fathers that were coming up that had they shit together were very special people. And I feel like Joe Jackson being a grown ass man now and thinking like a man and having to be responsible for things and people, Joe was trying to keep that shit together, dog. And I don't want to say that I admire Joe Jackson, but why not? He was a damn good father. He provided for his babies. He made a way for his babies. Did he do it the perfect way? No, he didn't. Nobody knows the perfect way. He did it the best. He maximized the best he could with raising his babies in that house with what he knew. And boy, did he blow it out the water. I can get to that in a second. I got to handle some business real quick. Hold on. Because we could discuss that. And I think I'm going to talk about this on my podcast too, definitely. On how, Joe Jackson growing up has always been the bad guy. Even I kind of looked at him side eye a little bit just because of, as a kid, you don't want to get your ass whooped. You don't want to think of a person that's, I don't know, but I always felt like, and then maybe this is just me because I understand the growth process and the long-term vision of things. So sometimes ass whoopings are necessary, man. For some kids need a foot in their ass. I don't give a damn what y'all talk about. Some kids need it, man. And that'd be the best thing for them. And it propels them to a whole nother life that they didn't even think that they could have. But with a little discipline and kicking ass, it could go a long way in propelling you into superstardom like it did Michael Jackson. Let's get a word, motivational minute.
Confidence that matters is confidence that is earned. Otherwise, it is simply arrogance masquerading as confidence. The confidence you can rely on is forged by actions that produce successful results. If it's just theoretical or if it's incompetent, don't trust it. Genuine confidence is not easy to gain, but it's not complicated either. Put forth a particular effort, keep it up until you get it right, and you'll build the confidence to do it again. On top of that, you'll have something even more valuable. You'll have an embodied understanding of how to work your way to confidence in all kinds of endeavors. A top athlete and an acclaimed concert musician possess decidedly different skills. Yet, they share the common strategy of practicing their way to peak levels of confidence and performance. Do some specific thing well, again and again, constantly challenging yourself to get better as a result of your actions. Not only will you earn genuine confidence, you'll become skilled at developing confidence in whatever else you wish to do.
Growth looks good on you.
That's today's Motivational Minute, only on Hustle and Shine in the Morning, Hot 103 Jams.
Hustle and Shine traffic trending now on Hot 103 Jams.
Good morning, this check of traffic.
LaMonica, we miss you.
Coaching Alliance. We are starting out the morning with a record.
LaMonica, We
This
miss
is
you.
northbound 35 at about 92 highway. Police are blocking that right lane. On the Missouri
I am
Watch
feeling
out
so
for
good this
this.
morning, y'all.
That's
I look good.
435 at
I smell
27.
good.
That is
I
over
feel
on the
good.
shoulder.
And make
Coaching
love
for high
good.
school sports.
In my
Positive
James
Coaching
Brown
Alliance
voice.
can help.
I love that
PCA, a
interview.
national nonprofit, develops better athletes and better people through sports.
All right, D.
Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Rebecca Miles on Hot 103 Jams.
The morning gossip up next at 6:23. Singer Maya explains the best advice her mom has ever given her that she still applies at her age of 46. Girl, what's going on? 6:14, high of 85. Currently it is 68 at the KU Med Center.
Your traffic. Fueled by the
There we go. World class radio going down right here, baby. Woo. So yeah, Joe Jackson this whole time been portrayed as the bad guy when really he the one that made this shit happen for that entire family. So whenever y'all get through, you know, it is what it is, man. How y'all think about discipline and all of that, because you see how some of these kids are today, and you see where society is, and a little ass kicking could have stopped a lot of these shenanigans that's been going on lately. You know, but you know, y'all want to soft parent, y'all want to let the kids do whatever the hell they want to do. You want to treat them like your friend instead of, you know, raising them in a way that they can learn. You want to cultivate an environment where they're comfortable, when nothing but, you know, being comfortable comes out of being comfortable. That's all you get out of being comfortable. There's no growth. There's no security. There's no long-term planning. You're just comfortable. You're just cool. You're just there. What are you here for? What are you working towards? What are you doing? You just sitting here, not doing nothing, being comfortable, trying to make sure that your kids are more happy than they are. Happiness is important, not trying to take that away. But when it comes to them getting stuff done in a future that they're supposed to have, you gotta put that to the side and get to it. Period. Bob Bell, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, man? Good morning. What's up, Bob Bell? So, sorry for that rant about Joe Jackson, but man, because it's so tough being a father sometimes. I see it. I get it. I understand it. I ain't been through it yet. But it just seems like there are so many things stacked against good parenting these days. Yes, there are ways that you can talk and reaffirm things, and there are ways to teach children. But I'm telling y'all, I done been around a million kids. Some kids need an ass kicking. That is the only way that they'll learn. I was one of them kids, and I was around a bunch of them kids growing up. That's the only way they're gonna learn. And this is not singular to black kids. This is kids across the board. It's just some kids that are just troublesome. They're looking for something. They need some guidance that they're not getting. It's a million things that be going on, man. But at the end of the day, some of them only learn, and I mean some, by a very, very, very small amount. Some of them need an ass kicking in order to learn for the greater good of them to proceed in life. It's the truth. So Joe Jackson is not the bad guy. Was he perfect? No. But he was not the bad guy. Even Michael would tell y'all that and later on in his interviews. But he didn't like him whooping his ass, which we get and we understand.
Now on Hot 103 Jazz.
Becca Miles, here's what's happening. A Kansas City landmark will soon be illuminated. The city of Kansas City will use
After the World Cup.
from its Illuminate Casey initiative to help light up the iconic Western Auto sign for the first time in nearly
You know how hard it is raising all them kids. He was working in a steel mill. I'm talking about Joe Jackson. That is. Just imagine that life, man. Wife is a stay at home mother. She has to stay at home with all them kids. You got what 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kids in the house. Man, please. He had to run a tight ship.
Rasmussen will help you build the future. Visit rasmussen.edu. I'm Rebecca Miles on Hot 103 Jameson.
He had to run a tight ship. Imagine raising 4 kids at the same time, let alone double that. Like, come on, y'all. Bob Bell, what's going on, dog? Damn, some ass kickings for some of these people growing up could have stopped a lot of bullshit going on. Even the Bible says that folly is built in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline will drive it far from them. Yes, sir. 2300 Jackson Street. Shh. He made them boys superstars, man. He made that family full of superstars by having a mean source of discipline at home. Whenever y'all get through, discipline builds champions. It always has, it always will. So the resentment that Michael had for his father drove him to his creativity and his success. It's a great dynamic of relationship and talking about the movie Michael, that is. It's a great dynamic and relationship and how certain people respond to certain things. There are several ways that Joe Jackson could have been better with them kids, but keeping that family together, because he knew how special Michael was. And as a father, you kind of recognize the strengths and weaknesses of not only your kids, but just, generally people around you who you care about or whatever. So Joe just simply recognized that Michael was going to be the catalyst, not for him making money, but he kept talking about, to me, the family making money. I think people wanted to point out Joe and point an evil finger at him, saying that, well, he was only using Michael for his money. For the family, not for him, I don't think it was for his own personal gain. Maybe the thing with Don King, maybe him teaming up with him and doing the victory tour or whatever, maybe that was it. But to me, Joe Jackson was about the Jackson family, not one singular person. As a leader of a family, you have to reel your superstars back in a lot of times. Like, and this is going left field, but Bill Belichick, in order for the Patriots in the 2000s, in order for everybody to have the same level of respect and regard in the locker room, like, nobody is bigger than the team. This is what I'm trying to say. Nobody is bigger than the team. That's the attitude that Joe Jackson wanted to establish with that family. And not that he had to reel Michael back in, but he just wanted to establish that order. And I get and I understand that. He didn't necessarily have to do that with Michael, though. He didn't. Michael was always about family. Michael was about his brothers. Michael wanted to make sure that his family was taken care of. But I applaud Joe Jackson for keeping that family together how he did. It could have been, every night had to be hard in those early days with the Jacksons, when they were the Jackson 5 and they weren't no Motown yet. Like, those days had to be excruciatingly hard for them. So what else about Michael? I really love the movie. The flow was great. They hit on all the important things. You know, I wasn't necessarily trying to learn anything new. I think we learned the thing that I think we learned though was how much of a humanitarian Michael Jackson was. His real fans already knew that. I'm glad that that was exposed to a maximum degree, and I think it deals with the psychology of certain people and how they view certain things, and when they can't necessarily get um when they can't get friendship, or when they can't get companionship from people, they turn to the animals. And he just loved and cared about anything that was breathing, that was a walking talking mammal, any creature of God. Michael Jackson loved and respected, those things, whether it was an animal or a plant or whatever it was. I get and I understand that, man. He was in one with nature, in one with the universe and what God has created. And I like that about Michael Jackson. That's one of my favorite things about him is his humanitarian efforts, which later came out in his music. Man in the Mirror, and that's why I love Bad more than, if I'm a Bad baby. I was raised in the Bad era. So I'm always gonna like Bad more than anything. It hits my childhood and hits me personally in a very special way that Thriller don't touch. Pause. All right, TMG, here we go.
TMG. Morning Gossip. It's the Morning Gossip with Hustle and Shine on Hot 103 Jam.
6:25 on your time. It's a high of 85 for the day. Currently, it is 68 at UMKC. Gentle parenting has been a popular phrase in the last couple years. The rapper Blueface explains why he leans on gentle parenting.
See, this is why I would never take advice from social media. Y'all want me to whip my baby, 3-year-old little girl. They want me to hit you. Huh, the internet. But if I beat a grown up, 26 years old, they gonna say I'm wrong.
He said this before, saying he's doubled down and saying it again. It's a completely different thing where you put your hands on a grown person that has no blood relation to you versus you disciplining your child.
Yeah, I feel him what he said. He didn't want to discipline his daughter. And it's funny we talking about. Thank you. Yeah, I just, me personally, I don't. Leave that for the lady. I'm not a father though, so I'm not finna tell nobody how to raise their kids or whatever. It's funny we talking about this because on my YouTube live, I'm talking about Michael the movie because I saw it yesterday for the first time, and I just admired Joe and how he was able to keep that family together. And sometimes some kids, absolutely, Joseph Jackson. Some kids, some emphasis on some need a foot in their ass. Some of them do. I don't think Mike did, but Brian, I'm just saying, Brian did though. Brian did. I need a badass Brian.
If you watch the movie Michael, there was times where he was just mad at him.
Yeah.
You don't want to do a song with your I'm gonna whoop you at 18. Like that's not.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
I can't co-sign.
Some kids.
Yeah. Since we're talking about parenting, singer Maya, she insists on why she allows her parents to handle her money.
My mom's advice to me has always been live below my means. I've been so blessed to have her in my corner, watching the numbers. She puts me in check. Can I do this for this person? No, you can't. No.
Yeah, you gotta tell people no. But I've even had my mom kind of help me with some things here and there. But I've also had a line in my adult life where it's like, okay, I can't say too much of this because if I say, hey, I got paid X, Y, and Z, my mama gonna be like, yeah, girl, it's this new wig. So I've tried to navigate the fact that me and my mom are so close, and then being like, okay, some of this stuff I probably should just keep to myself at this big age, if that makes sense, money wise at least.
I think you should, you and Mama should go wig shopping together. How about that? What's wrong with that?
She would love that. I'm the one that's gonna be paying them.
Well,
That's what's wrong with it. I do the girl. I was getting it to him. Okay. We'll say that for when I hit the lotto. That's the Morning Gossip right here on Hustle and Shine in the morning. We'll be back at 6:38 right here on Kansas City's #1 for hip hop
It's Hot 103 Jams, y'all.
Sunshine traffic trending now on Hot 103 Jams.
Ooh, we moving fast this morning.
Good morning, guys. This look at traffic.
And I'm ready for it. I'm ready. Anyway. Look, Earth Song, another one. Yup, that's a... Look, man. Michael Jackson. Michael the movie, give it a 9.5 out of 10. Only reason I ain't giving it 10 because I need to watch it again and digest it, pause, again. So that pause wasn't necessary. I don't know why. It just used to saying it at a point. And I gotta get that out of my system. Anyway. Hot 103 Jams. All right, y'all. My contacts are acting up this morning, and I don't like it. Maybe it's because you need to put some new ones in, Brian. Anyway, appreciate y'all tapping into the stream. Brandon, especially you. You know, you always get big love from us, dog. So, thank y'all. I'll be back on here tomorrow morning as we start the weekend. And we get one step closer to R&B shining on Saturday. Oh, baby, it's going down. Y'all have a good one. Wherever you are in the world, please. And guys,